everyone, welcome to my channel and wishing everyone a very happy new year. Today is the first Monday of 2025, so I thought today would be a perfect day to start my January Reset series. So this series is going to have 3 parts. We are going to talk today about vision boarding, then decluttering, and finally some habits to start the new year. So if you ever felt like your dream life is very far away, always remember that luck is both preparation and opportunity. So personally for me, I have been keeping this mantra in my head for quite some time. So about 2 years back, I started learning Korean because I've always wanted to try living abroad and I personally quite like Korea. So 2 years ago when I was living in London, I was like, okay, I need to start learning Korean. So when the opportunity comes, maybe a career opportunity or whatever it is, I am ready to grab their opportunities. Did you know that studies show people who vividly describe or visualize their goals are 1.2 to 1.4 times more likely to achieve them? It's because when we see our goals, they stay in the forefront of our minds and therefore we are more motivated to achieve our goals. So for today's vision board, I will be using Canva and I personally love Canva because there's a free version. So I have the paid version, but there's a free version, so you can use the free version, you can use the free stickers and whatever, photos. And I prefer you doing it digitally because it's easy to delete and it's easy to change. Whereas if you prefer something more crafty, you are more hands-on, then you might have to. It will definitely take up a little bit more time and mistakes might be a little bit harder to cover up. But that is something that people also enjoy doing, so it's totally up to you. Okay, so now I have my Canva opened up and this is in the standard PowerPoint dimensions, 16 by 9. And I have chosen the template voting board brainstorm presentation. I think it is this particular one, but I have cleared it. So now we are going to think about the top 3 areas of our life that we really want to focus in this year. And I choose 3 because I think that is plenty. I don't think I could focus on any more than that. But if you think you can, go ahead and add more. So my first one will be fitness. My second will be career. And my third one will be spirituality. Okay, now under each of these points, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 to 3 pointers to make it a little bit more specific. So under fitness, I want to lose 10 kg and maintain the weight. That's one. The second one is to feel more confident in my clothing. Okay, and now under career, I want to run a successful YouTube channel, earn 10k a month. Just say, I don't think by this year or next year I will be earning 10k a month, but again, this is just a vision board. I'm very far from it. And last one is to move abroad, work abroad eventually. So if you don't know, I am a Christian. And this year, I am planning to make some big changes to my spiritual life just to awaken. This could be anything for you if you are religious. If you are not religious, you can also consider putting things like family, maybe relationships. Okay, now that we have everything written out on the board, I am going to duplicate this page. Okay, so now I am going to go to Pinterest and I am going to use Pinterest to gather some inspiration. My fitness, I already know what kind of exercise I like to do. So that was my goal for last year, was basically to find an exercise that I really enjoy. And for me, that is Pilates. And this year is all about being more consistent and upping the frequency. So I am going to find some reformer Pilates. Okay, and so the whole point of doing this vision board is to see yourself in the picture. If you cannot see yourself in the picture, it is the wrong picture and you should find another picture. Okay, so I'm just copying like images from Pinterest because this is not like a work project and it's probably private, so you can copy, I think. But okay, of course, if you want, you can just directly find from the elements. The elements have a lot. Let me see. Pilates. They do have some nice reformer Pilates photos for me, but Pinterest ones are just a little bit more aesthetic. So, I think the tip for finding photos, right? Try and find. I think this is where like representation is a bit important because again, you want to see yourself in the photo. So try and find someone maybe that looks a bit closer to you. Then you can visualize yourself in that space, if you know what I mean. Okay, now for inspiration for the figure that I want, I am going to choose this Miley Cyrus because I think Miley Cyrus, she just looks so good. So this is my body inspiration. Okay, so for the career part, I'm really going to focus a lot more on what I intend to see, the type of content that I want to put out. So here, this is what I do in a week, which is something that I would like to do, but I haven't actually started doing, but I think I want to be more intentional with that. I also really like podcasts, as some of you guys may know. So I want to be more intentional with my podcast. Oh, I love this setup. Okay, let's copy this image. And okay, so now we have another one, which is earn 10k a month, and visualizing what kind of lifestyle you'll be living if you did earn 10k a month. And personally, for me, that just means nice vacations. You know what? One thing that I really am very particular about when I go overseas, or something that I really love when I go overseas, is I love to stay in very nice hotels. And you might be thinking like, who doesn't, right? But okay, there are some people who are more particular about the flight, and there are some people who are more particular about the hotel. Some people actually think that it doesn't matter if you stay in a cheap or expensive hotel, because you're just going there to sleep, right? The rest of the day you're like spending time with your friends. But to me, it actually plays a huge part in the overall experience of the vacation. For me, the flight doesn't matter, so I will like sit up cram in budget and like next to the toilet, like I don't care. But I care about the accommodation. So that to me, if I had $10,000 a month, that is what I would be spending my money on. This to me is a visualization of what I would be doing with my money if I did have $10,000. And another thing that I also really want to do with my money next year is I want to go on an African safari. I don't think I'll be able to do it next year, but someday. African safaris are very expensive, but it's like my lifelong dream because I love animals. It's my lifelong dream since I started seeing it on TikTok. Now I just searched working abroad. You know, I was really thinking about it, and I feel like for me, I really miss UK. I just really miss traveling around Europe. I do have like some pretty bad traveling experiences in Europe, like racism and all that as well, which maybe I will talk about in a separate video. But overall, I have a very good experience. Like I just came back from Finland, and honestly, everybody there was so nice. And just walking around the city with the architecture just made me really, really miss my time in London. And I was just thinking, oh my gosh, how nice would it be if I was like still living in UK. But at the time in UK, it was very difficult to find a job. Okay, so yes, for mission. So my church has been doing a lot of missions in Japan recently, especially Osaka. And I just want to clarify, okay, it's not the type of mission that, you know, we are going there and then like telling people, if you don't believe in God, you're gonna go to hell. It's more of programs for the public. Sometimes we have children's parties. Sometimes we also talk to the general public. If they want, we do pray for them. Otherwise, we're also there just to befriend them, just to have people to talk to, make some friends. It's not meant to be a forceful thing and like in your face kind of thing, you know. It's meant to be chill, it's meant to be friendly, it's meant to be love. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to serve more in church. And so when I was planning this, I was really thinking, okay, how exactly does serving look like to me? And that's where the vision board is just so beautiful. It's like such a beautiful tool, you know, because it really forces you to think of the specifics, like what does that actually look like to me? Because some people serving could be ushering, some people serving could be like praying for others. Okay, I don't really like that, but what I do enjoy doing is I do enjoy teaching, to be honest. I was like a tuition teacher for quite a long time, so that's something that I really enjoy. Okay, I'm just going to choose this photo which says college life, and I'm going to use this as my serving more because this is what serving looks like to me. Okay, I also like to host people actually, so hosting and then reading the Bible more consistently. So now that is a simple photo to find. I'm just going to organize these photos and make it look a little bit aesthetic, so I will just fast forward this part. Okay, so basically what I've done here, I just make all the pictures fit and then I just group them by the 3 categories so that I know which one I'm looking at. And just by vision boarding, I actually can tell that my priority is actually my career, because I do seem to have the most things that I visualize for it. So now I'm also going to include a quote, but of course don't feel like you need to really just include a quote if it speaks to you. So this is the one that I mentioned earlier. Okay, so now I am back on this page where all the details are, and I'm gonna put in some actionable steps. So for actionable steps, you really want to make sure that they are small. So we're not going to have a lot. Under each of the items, I am just going to put one. So that's why there are only 6 actionable items. And this one, I really recommend to put a number. So I'm going to put 2 times a week. Again, starting simple. Okay, I know 2 times of Pilates a week may not be maybe like, no breaking no sweat for people. Okay, I'm just gonna end here with 5 steps, and let's just stick with that. In the meantime, okay. So now I'm very pleased with my vision board. I have both the actual goals, I have the very aesthetic pictures. So now what I'm gonna do is you either print it out or you can just keep it as a digital format. I think printing it out, you can like kind of paste it on your wall, so you can paste the nice pictures on the wall and flip behind. It's all your goals and also the specific details, which I think will really be very helpful. So, and there you have it. This is vision boarding for 2025, and let me know in your comments what is your top goal for the year. I am very excited to hear all of your top goals. Or share your vision boards with me on social media. You can tag me. Oh, I actually never shared my social media. Did I ever share my social media here before? Okay, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for the next video in the series, which is decluttering for a fresh start. So I'm very excited because we're going to talk about fashion and we're going to talk about makeup, because oh man, do I have mountains of that stuff, and I am... trends come and go, they're always in cycles, so I'm always very unwilling to let go. But I think I have finally reached an age in my life where I know what I like, I know what I'm going to keep wearing. I've also gone for that color analysis thing in Korea, and can you guess what color I am? So I've been told my whole life that I'm a winter by professionals. Okay, so the story is my school hired what's it called? Color consultant, like an image consultant, and then she came and then she pointed me out and said that I'm a very classic example of a winter. And so all my life I always thought, okay, winter, because I guess I look better in like, the winter tones. And if you're in a color analysis, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So suddenly I paid money in 2023, I went to Korea, right? And then I went to do the professional mask because it's really trending over there at that time. And then they suddenly tell me I'm the summer, and I was like, what? But anyway, the moral of the story is, I feel like this is very subjective. But anyway, I have, over the years, I think as I grow older now, I'm now smarter with what I buy, and I'm very excited to share my decluttering and fashion stuff with you guys. So do tune in next week, and I will see you next time. Bye!